Good morning, everybody. So excited to finally talk about Servicefinder. We're going to give everybody about 30 seconds or so, and we get started. If we got some coffee, some water, or anything that maybe a snack, we have many people. This is going to be one of those record-breaking webinars here today. So looking forward to some questions. We already got questions already before we even got started. So woohoo! All right, about another 20 more seconds. What do you think, Zach?
No, I think people are excited. I think they're ready.
They are. We are ready too. Finally, could unveil this puppy. All right, I think we're in good shape here. Well, good morning, everybody. Super excited to finally present Servicefinder with you. We have Zach Moren and we have Bridget Moore here. So please, we're gonna have a lot of questions. I'm sure we'll have tons of questions, response.
Tony, we got yourself.
What's that?
We got yourself too. Got the CEO here to talk about our new software.
That's right. Well, thank you. That's right. Tony Civitella, President and CEO of Transfinder. I think some of you know me already. If not, I gotta make sure I do a better job to get myself known. We're super excited again with this new product, and Zach's gonna go through he's flying through the product, so he's gonna go through a lot of features and functionality and really the benefits of this new version of the product. So super excited. Again, please, there's places where questions are there, so go at it. This is really the first one of a really an amazing relationship with all of you. So I'm sure you're going to want to see more details, and we'll take it from there. But phase one, step one, let's sit back. Let's watch the show. Zach, I know you've done a tremendous amount of work to put this presentation together, and of course, everybody here at Transfinder has done an amazing job the past several years to get this product finally to our clients and really the market. So Zach, let's do it.
Absolutely, Tony. Well, I know our clients have been excited for years too for the release of this product. I know I've had a lot of conversations with our different clients and what their needs look like, what they're looking for. But this is really kind of our big unveiling of what's coming with our fleet maintenance software with Servicefinder. So a few things that I'm going to be covering today that I want to go through, some of the features, functionalities that this product's offering, which really focuses on, we say fleet maintenance tracking, but really we want to focus on asset tracking. And I'll tell you why, but Servicefinder is going to be a tool to allow you to track a lot more than just your fleet, right? So asset tracking to allow you to manage repairs, warranties, costs, all of that information. We'll talk about preventative maintenance and the alerts you can get there. Scheduling tools that we have so that you can schedule not only the work, but also your team, your technicians. Inventory management that we have integrated in here. And then some of the outputs, right? We spend so much time talking about the inputs and what you can put into the system. It's important we talk about what we can get out of the system as well. So the ways that you can manage budgets, expenses, and some of the dashboard views and reporting tools that we have in here. There's been a major overhaul of a lot of the functionality that we had in our previous legacy software. And so clients coming brand new to us, we want to give a high level overview, but we also want to talk about what's coming new, what's some of the new functionality if you have some of our legacy software. Right? Tony, anything else to add before we jump into the presentation?
Yeah, so a lot of people are saying, that this is a really talking about legacy system. It's really the older version, which all of you, that's what you still have. And we've not really had a serious upgrade for several years, knowing that we're finally going to have this new product that really has a look and feel of all of our platform, the integrations, and really significant functionality. And now at this point, just like we had our birthday bash just last week with Plus, in 3 years, how much we've added even from version 1.0. So we're looking forward to really start adding significant functionality, even with this new version that's coming out. We're now, I mean, I can only imagine how this product's gonna continue now evolving. And of course, we are fully dedicated to keep up with this product, just like we've been doing with all the other platforms. So products in our platform. So yep, super excited. So let's go for it, Zach.
Perfect. Well, before we jump into what this new product offers, we really want to talk about why this product exists a little bit, right? And so for us, we really think about what the future of transportation looks like. Just, in the past few years, transportation department have had to deal with all kinds of new issues that didn't exist in the past, right? So we're talking about, off the top of my head, I can name probably a half dozen, with changes to fuel costs, driver shortages. Now we have on the horizon electric vehicles coming up. All of these different components, new rules, regulations, certifications that your teams are going to need to deal with, and really new costs that you're going to have to juggle. So for us, we see all these changes coming, and our feeling is we really know that we need tools and resources for our clients that are going to be custom built to handle those struggles and really designed to grow with the new challenges that come up. Tony, I think you talked about,
Zach, it's perfect that you said that, because we talk to clients all the time, and their concern is really the unknowns, right? It's the fear of the unknown. And we all have this unknown fear on what's going to happen. Obviously, technology is just getting slammed into everybody's daily life at this point. We really don't have an option. We can't ignore it anymore. So we have to start embracing this technology and this need. But we want to let you know we're here with you, and it's really the timing of this product couldn't be timed any better just because of that. We want to make sure that as this product now is going to it's going to take its own life. We want to make sure that this product is designed in a way that it could handle all your technology, not just your your diesel fueled vehicles, and some of you have gas powered, of course, some propane. But we know that there's the electrification of this country is really coming at us very fast, and we want to make sure that this product serves everything. We'll touch a little bit about how this product could definitely, and I hope many of you are going to go beyond just a transportation office. This is really a full asset management system. So we're trying to rebrand it. It's not just a fleet maintenance, which is it really is state of the art, but we designed it so you could go beyond that, really beyond that. So again, there's so much that, Zach, I don't know how we could fit everything we want to talk about in just 1 hour. I'm gonna try to contain myself.
I agree. Well, look, before we really dig in and start showing some of the feature functionality, I wanted to start with a quick overview. Got a short video that really highlights some of the new things that you're going to be seeing with the platform. So I'm going to jump in, we'll take a look at that video, and we'll start talking about what you could do in the software and how it works a little bit.
So we don't have any sound on this right here, Zach, so maybe we could talk through it.
Yep, okay. I was wondering. So yeah, as you'll see here, a brand new look user interface. That's one of the biggest changes. So, anyone familiar with the rest of our software suite with Route Finder Plus, Viewfinder, Trip Finder, you're going to be able to log in from any modern web browser. Here you're seeing some of the newer features that you get with it, with filtering, layouts, grid thematics, really powerful tool we just brought to our routing platform. That's going to come standard with our asset management software as well. We're getting into some of the tools here that we're going to dig into and talk about, things like setting up services, work orders, really how do you set preventative maintenance with your fleet or with any asset that you're looking to track. And we'll talk through how some of these functions work and the value that you get out of them too. Meter tracking, obviously. Again, one thing, Tony, that always stands out to me is how many people try to manage this on pen and paper without software. There's so much that our software is doing and offering, these repair codes that are tagging parts, labor, calculating costs. The fact that people try to manage this without software always blows my mind.
Definitely. I mean, I think right now we have, just do some simple math, we have less than 25% of our client base has this product, and a lot of them, they don't have anything. And so we really have not been promoting, knowing that this product is going to come out. And we kept saying it's soon, it's soon, it's soon. So we really have not been promoting this product to our clients. We really sold it if our clients wanted it, but we didn't promote it. So now you're going to hear a lot of promotion about this new product, just because we see beyond. This should be beyond fleet maintenance, especially with assets and with form technology that we've created with other products, inspections, and we still integrate with those other. I'm seeing some questions about fuel management and of course uh, data coming in for odometer readings. Yeah, all that we're able to do with our current product that's out there right now. Clearly, this new one's going to do all that, but it's going to do a better job. The work orders, and really, I hope you see the value of using this product beyond just fleet maintenance. We see you could use this for anything, even if you have your air conditioning units. Just did that in my house. We were just last week there was like a little patch of snow in my backyard, Zach. I know it's like 90 degrees almost in Austin, but in my backyard we had a little snow, and today it's going to reach 82 degrees. I mean, it's a significant. So my wife already told me this morning, like, get the AC going. We don't want to be sweating here. Like, it's like we just had the heat on this last week. So this morning, before I headed over to the office, I took the covers off my AC units. These are just a routine that you do every year. But of course, I got to make sure that the air filter's all set up. Again, I'm just talking about the house, but think about all your facilities out there, how much you're managing the filters, just to switch over from heat to AC and so forth. There's just so many aspects that you could manage using Servicefinder. So yeah, cool stuff.
Absolutely. Uh, Hopefully with that video, one of the big things I was hoping people to take away is just the new interface, right? It's a very simplified interface, because that's one big piece we hear all the time with fleet maintenance is, look, my team doesn't want to use a ton of software. They don't want the technology to get in the way of doing their actual jobs. They need a very simple interface to use. And with Servicefinder, just like the rest of our platform suite, we want to be able to customize the software so that you see the information you want to see. We want it to be intuitive, so you can easily open grids, right click to get the information that you need to, and that it's very simple service for your team to kind of go through, or brand new staff to come on and learn quickly. I know I have seen a few questions about recordings. Tony, we should let the group know that we are recording this webinar. We'll definitely be putting this up on our YouTube channel. So if anyone misses us, you can come back and catch this information.
Absolutely, for sure. And questions are coming in. I'm trying my best to, Rich and I are doing our best to respond, but keep them coming. If there's some questions that are good for others and answers, I'm gonna just let all of you know that some people are asking this, and so keep them coming, though.
It's perfect. So piece I wanted to mention as well before we get in is talk about what an integrated system we expect Servicefinder to be. We really want it to be the core of your operation for maintaining your facilities, your fleet, your assets, but we're going to continue to work with other programs. So we've got partnerships with Zonar that we're bringing in things like inspection information. We work with all kinds of fuel card systems to be able to bring in fuel data. So the gas boys, the fuel masters, the A to B. And then we also are able to now start sending data out of our system to integrate with other systems. You may want to send purchase order or cost information out to your finance systems. And we've made it very easy to set up those integrations there with this new platform. So our hope is Servicefinder is really the core where you keep everything at, but that it's able to communicate and pull in and send out this information. So it's an integrated part of your operation.
So I'm getting a lot of questions. Everyone's all excited, like, when am I going to get this? And so we are rolling this product out. Please coordinate with your account executive when it makes sense for your operations to move in this new platform. There's obviously training involved, all those things. So make sure, is it the time of year? Does this make sense for you to do it now, or do this effort in the fall? Remember, everything you have in your existing product, Servicefinder, all that is going to be everything. Your work orders, all those parts and inventory, everything that you're maintaining in Servicefinder, your current one will be converted over to this new one. but it's still a new look and feel. If you have Plus, significantly easier, but it's a lot of changes, so you might want to make sure you have allocate the right time. So please coordinate with your account executive with that.
That's a key thing, right? Your history that you're maintaining with your fleet and your vehicles is so key. Really important to be able to maintain that and bring that over. And yeah, we fully expect to be able to work with you to do that. So digging into the actual software, because I think that's what I'm hearing, that's what we want to do. I wanted to start by talking about your vehicle records here within our system. This is really the heart and core of the system, because so much information is stored in one place. It's a central part of the platform. We can manage repair history. You can manage your warranties. You can manage meter readings, invoices, costs, expenses, and it's all in one screen, right? It's so powerful to be able to pull up my vehicle and know the entire history of what's gone on with it and all the pieces that may be connected with it. An example was the other day, I had a client that had worked with doing a repair in a vehicle a year before. He had a new repair that was coming in. It was the same thing, and he wanted to know, what are the parts that were used? How much did it cost to do this? Well, he can pull that up, see all of that history right there in one place for him. From here, a key part of that, seeing that history, is seeing that work order history, right? This is going to be all the work that's being done. And this is key because you may want to be able to stay on top of things like, is there recurring issues with this vehicle? Is this vehicle cost higher than other costs? Is this something that comes up once a year? Well, I can see everything that's gone on and happened right at a glance for my vehicles. And then from there, I can even create new work orders. What's really nice about this is I'm not having to jump back and forth from page to page or tab to tab to set different pieces up. I can go into a vehicle, see the work order history, and say, hey, let's add a brand new work order to this screen. And a piece I love to mention with our new platform here is the customization. We've heard from clients for years when they fill out a work order, hey, here's a standard work order the software gives you. Look, we don't do this, we don't do that, skip it, skip it, skip it. Here's the pieces you need to fill out. It's a lot for new people to come on and manage and look at and use. That's why we wanted to customize this. So with work orders or vehicle screens or inventory screens, what we allow you to do is customize the layout to whatever you need. And there may be different people in your office that have different views and different screens that they care about or they're trying to see. We can make those customizations so that you're seeing what's important to you. So here, very simplified interface. I can open a work order, say, hey, give me the work order number, let the system automatically assign one. Where's the vehicle? Who's the technician? Do I want to put any notes in? And then a really key part of our platform here is the line items. What's actually getting done to this vehicle? From that line item screen, I could start adding in my repair codes. And I had somebody describe these repair codes to me one time, kind of as your meal prep, right? You set up your repair codes Sunday evening. You'll put all of the pieces in that you need. So what are the parts that I'm going to use? How long does it take? What's the cost? And then when you go to create a work order, the nice thing is you did all that work, you made your meal, you can grab it out of the fridge and heat it up. All you need to do is grab that repair code and bring it into the work order, and it's going to tell you everything that you need, the parts, the time, the cost, all of that gets pulled in with it. The idea here is that it's standardized. I hear all the time, look, my team types in notes, but it's inconsistent. They're mistyping, they're misspelling pieces. You need consistency. If you're going to be able to report on this, if you're going to be able to review the history of what's been done, you need consistent pieces, and these repair codes on work orders really allow your team to do that. But one piece that Tony always likes to talk about is if you're bringing your vehicle in for work, if you're having to take it off the line, then something's already gone wrong, right? You've already had a breakdown because now this vehicle's out of operation and your efficiency is falling behind, your costs are going up. So if you're having to bring your vehicle in for work, we've already missed a step. And that's why we feel like key to this operation is how do you do preventative maintenance and how do you maintain that?
Hey, Zach, I just got to answer a question about cost, and some of you have a lot of products there in your garages and your offices that, if you could, some of the things we're doing right now in Servicefinder could could eliminate some of the products you already own. It's possible. It's possible that we could replace this product could replace some technology you already have, and maybe you don't need that redundancy, or maybe it's legacy. So there's a lot of things in there. Really, I didn't give that person that gave asked that question. I was not very clear because it could be anything without knowing what you have. And I know you have one of our partners that's already doing the inspections. It could make sense for you to continue doing inspection using that product, or we do have, it's part of what we do too. So there's a lot of aspect, but the engine diagnostic, getting the codes right from the engines, well, those are things that if you already have technology and you're already using one of our partners to pull that data, those are nice stuff. So again, I know the cost is just getting crazy everywhere, and you're trying to figure out, can I use your product and maybe eliminate some other cost? It's possible. I don't have a straight answer until we really have a one-on-one conversation with our clients. But that's a good question. And by the way, partners, it's a big term. We have partners, and we're going to continue working with those partners that you made investment with. So you're pulling data from those partners, and we're going to continue doing that. So that's a lot of people ask that question. Some I answer, but I'm like, many people are asking that. So let me just let me answer that. All right,
So,
I'll keep going.
no,
Keep going,
it's
Zach.
a good call out. Well, look, I think it's really important for us to focus on services, Tony. It's a key functionality within Servicefinder, right? The idea of services is there's work and preventative maintenance that you do regularly to your vehicles, but how do you keep track of that and stay on top of it, right? So the idea of services is you'll set up these services when they come due, because we are automatically pulling in data like odometer readings from your fuel software. We'll be able to notify you, hey, this vehicle's due for the regular service, and you can easily turn that right into a work order. So within services, a main function of it is going to be that schedule. How do I schedule my services? We give you a lot of flexibility here. Is this scheduled on a regular date tracking? So every 3 months I need to bring it in for service. And importantly too, is that 3 months from the last 3-month notice, or is this 3 months from the last time it was actually serviced and brought in? We're keeping track of that work order history, so we know when the last service was done. We can tell you when that 3 months is coming due again.
Or hey, good question. I got to tell you, just a good question about this, because what you're doing right here, these are user specific things, right? Not everyone's going to have this kind of functionality. All that setup you already did in Servicefinder, all that's coming in. Obviously, if you already have Plus, all that information is going to be merged. So then you'll have one place where you can manage your roles and your users. But that is part of what you're going to have to do, right? You can have a Tony and an Civitella user in Plus, and you'll have an Civitella potentially user in Servicefinder. Well, those two products today are separate. They're all coming together, so that's where there's gonna be some work. But I just want to tell you all that information. And again, Zach, people are worried about, like, I've been with you for years. I have all this data. What's going to happen to it? So when you're in certain screens here, just assure our folks that this data, whatever you've been maintaining, it's just going to just come with the conversion. So good question. I would definitely be asking that question.
And we've seen some of our clients converted already, moving from the legacy into the new one, and we see how well that information comes over. There's a lot of new features, a lot of new functionality with it, but a lot of those core pieces, you don't want to lose your inventory, you don't want to lose your scheduled services, you don't want to lose your work order history. So all of those pieces for sure are coming through. When we're talking about scheduling, we talked about date scheduling, but meter scheduling is really important as well, right? So most commonly, you're hooking up an odometer reading, and like I said, we're pulling that information in. If you have a fuel system, we can automatically pull it from that fuel system, or you can be entering this in manually. I see a lot of clients that are still doing that. They're not hooked up to a fuel card system yet, and that's okay. If you want to enter that in manually, you can do that too. But other meter readings are available in here, right? If you've got time meter readings, hubometers, all of these different meters you can set up. And what you can do is you can tell the system, hey, notify me when the first one triggers, right? Whether it's a 500-hour engine reading or a 3,000-mile reading. you can have those set and have whatever triggers first come and notify you. Services obviously can bring in all of your repair codes as well. I talked about repair codes kind of being that meal prep and setting it up Sunday. Services is that Hello Fresh that brings it to you Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Hey, this vehicle is due, and here's the 16-point inspection and the parts that need to be replaced on it. All you need to do is take that and bring that into a work order, and you're ready to go. So services are really, really powerful, and we've seen our clients use these, and it takes a lot of pressure off of them being on top of what work needs to be done. They can come in every day and they know, hey, this is what needs to be managed. And again, by managing those services, you're going to be able to lower your costs because you're not having things go wrong with the vehicle. Like we said, if you're bringing a vehicle in for work into the shop, that means something's already gone wrong. We want to prevent that with the preventative maintenance.
Zach, if there's something that you need me to interject, please talk to me, because I am like, wow, there's so many questions.
I know it.
There are
see them.
so many questions. I know.
I knew they would be.
There's like, love it. Top 5 difference between the current and this one. Wow.
That's a great one. Our AEs definitely have that list put together, right? Your account executive can tell you, hey, here's not only the top 5, but the top 10 things that you're going to be getting out of this new platform. Right? Well, look, we've been talking about fleet maintenance a lot, but Tony's hinted at it. Look, we can manage a lot more in the system than just your fleet. If you need a reminder for a 3-month service for an HVAC system, for audio video equipment, for other functionality, any of your assets that requires regular preventative maintenance or maintenance work, you can keep track of that in our system as well. And again, we can set up services. You could set that day tracking and say, hey, give me an alert when this comes due. So we really see this product expanding beyond the garage to your entire operation. How do I maintain all of my equipment, all of my assets in one place? Servicefinder is going to be the tool to let you do that.
Well, listen, we just had a presentation yesterday with one of our clients and wants to know, well, what about the scissor lifts? Can I manage those? I mean, clearly we've been focused so much on vehicles, and obviously that's what all of you are, that's where your concerns are, and you want to manage those as best as possible. But really go the non-vehicle level, they're scissor lift. You know, does it have to every 6 months? Do you have to, you know, inspected? You have to look at it once a month. Those are all things that are not vehicles. And by the way, when you talk to your account executives, we have changed some of our pricing model. And so this part, the equipment tracking, and you could create work orders and so forth with them, and that's coming up soon with this functionality, that's unlimited. And so you'll be able to talk to them saying, hey, how can I have my yellow, my white fleet, and then really equipment? And for, again, you'll talk to them about where you are with how many vehicles, because obviously it's still based on number of vehicles, and we have a scale. So when you talk to them, they'll let you know how we're pricing this product. But we looked at what other companies are doing. Listen, there's a lot of companies are out there that are doing fleet maintenance, and we want to make sure we're at those level. There's other ones out there that are doing routing just like we are, and they claim to have fleet maintenance, but don't get fooled with that kind of stuff. You could have done all that stuff with user-defined fields with forms and not pay a dime with Servicefinder. So don't get fooled with that stuff. And how I've been hearing some of our competitors saying, oh yeah, we have it all built in. That's nonsense. You can't do that. And again, I challenge anyone out there that could say that they could do with those brands to see how they could just manage a full maintenance product, parts inventory, all that, work orders, invoicing, purchase orders. Good luck. Again, you could have pulled all that off at really almost with no cost if you just used user-defined fields and so forth in our current plus environment. But I don't think it's what you want. So I know. Sorry, Zach. I get a little bit crazy with that. And listen, I have a good audience here. Several hundred people are on this webinar, and I appreciate that. We work very hard here at Transfinder. We just celebrated our 35th anniversary. We've done some great things in the past and not so great. And some of you got upset at us. Some of you love us. I think most of you love us, of course, I think. but we want to continue that brand. If you ever consider and say, well, maybe Transfinder, I should look at something else, you should always look at what else is out there. But I just want to remind you, if you're going to look at another product, I hope you see us as a well-recognized brand in this market. If you're going to look at something else, please, if you're going to go with a not a known brand, you got to look at two things that they must have over us. They have to have significant customer service, amazing service, better than ours, and features functionality. You'll always find something that's cheaper than us, so you should never look at that. But I just want to just remind everybody, yeah, we've made some mistakes, and we're going to continue making mistakes. It's how fast we recover, and again, we're very grateful for all of you to stay with us and give us the feedback. I feel like this product we've added so much. Our goal was just to really upgrade this legacy product, but we didn't want to just do that. We felt like, let's just add some more functionality. But believe me, I could only imagine how this product's going to evolve in the next 12 months. So
Absolutely. Look, I'm trying to keep
an
eye on some of these questions too, because there's good ones.
Ahead.
I see a question on, is this going to allow you to manage the equipment on your vehicle? Things like cameras and pieces like that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So equipment management is going to be in here, along with, again, any equipment servicing that you need to do. You can manage that as well in here. So
inventory to them, and obviously either we provide hardware from our partners or you're buying directly from us. You might always want to have couple. You might want to have couple on hand, right? And we've talked about last night, right, Zach? This just-in-time inventory makes sense, but that's based on history, right? How much inventory do you want to have? It's expensive, and some of those items have warranties. Again, this is where if there's a part that went bad and it's a warranty part, you want to make sure that you're using a system that tells you, hey, guess what? That part is free, and so forth. So
that's right.
All right, I'm going to continue.
I'm jumping on to our next section here, but I did see one question come up where we're going to dig into things like the purchase order module. Tony, you and I talked about there's so many things in here. What can we cover in this 1 hour?
I don't think we have too much on purchase order and invoice.
We're not going to dig into it because
not too much.
Because how many people does it apply to? But
we got 25 minutes left in this webinar. So
But talk to your account executive. If we need to dig into those pieces, they are there. The software is available to support that.
And there'll be tons of trainings going to be available in this.
Well, look, I did want to jump into our scheduler, and a great question asks, how do I manage when my shop is open and unavailable, right? We've got closed days here as well. What's great is your locations are going to have a full calendar so that you can mark what days is the garage open, what days is it closed, what are the hours that you can schedule in here. And that'll help you with being able to assign your work orders, see conflicts, and see issues. This scheduling tool is much more powerful than what we previously offered before. So when I come in here, I'll be able to see not only my work, what work orders are assigned, you can see the color coding for what drivers are they assigned to, but I can also manage my technicians and my technician schedules in here.
I gotta tell you, I gotta interrupt you because again, we're bombarded. I gotta remind everybody in our Plus environment, we've created this, and I know you have some screens there coming up, but we're talking about fully customized experience. Even work orders, when you're entering work orders, you can make it as condensed as possible or as many fields as possible, or even user-defined fields. And I think this is where people are saying, it's a little clunky. The other product that limited place where I could put notes. You're right, but now you could put it wherever you want, move it around just like you can. And by the way, you could create different details page. Maybe there's a short version for the purchase order, work orders, and maybe there's a long version, and you could have all the fields in there. So tons of stuff. So again, we try to have a fully customized experience. Again, we want to make sure that we could handle the small, compact size school district and the very large. So this is where we want to, it's what we're trying to do here.
That's so look, the scheduler tool is a great way to come in and see what's my day look like, what's my week look like, what's my month look like. And again, it's not only telling you what work you're doing, but it's telling you, what technicians are available, who's out of the office on vacation or on leave right now. What are the hours of my technicians here, and who's available to get assigned another work order? To the left, though, I'm also going to see what work needs to be done. So this is where your upcoming services are going to be. So I could see, hey, we've got a 3-month inspection due. Or I'm integrating with Eva, and hey, I just had a defect come in saying this bus needs to come into the shop for an issue with its brake lights. All of your services are going to be right there on the left-hand side. You can see any information you need, like when was it last service, how long until the service is due, what's the estimated time. And what's great is all you need to do to be able to set up that for a work order is just click and drag it in. And Tony talked already about how we can make these fully customized work orders where I bring in that service, it's bringing in all of the line items, the repair codes, which includes how many parts, what parts do I need, what's the cost, what's the labor time this is going to take, and then any other fields you want to keep track of in here. If you look at our system and say, I don't love that, it's missing this field that I always need to use on our work order, we offer unlimited user-defined fields. We can bring any information into this that you need, and we can even make sure that it's something that your technicians need to fill out every time they're submitting a work order.
Zach, is there a Chrome add-ins for the legacy system to work?
I have not seen a way to do that in the legacy. You need
is it Edge then, right? It's Microsoft Edge, right?
That's it. And so from right here, I can bring in my services. I can create that work order. And like I said, this is great because, there's a dozen things that need to be done every time that service comes in. I don't want to add those line by line. The service is bringing all that information in for you. So again, you just create the work order, say, hey, technician, this is what needs to get done. They go through and they can check off that work order there. And from there, it gets added to your calendar so you can see what the day looks like. There's so many questions, Tony. If I let myself, I would fall deep into that. I love the excitement though. There's so many people.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. By the way, not everyone's saying what's the cost when it is. I mean, there's going to be a cost associated with it. So talk to your account executive. It's based on how many vehicles you have, of course. But the questions are, some of them are based on their legacy system, of course. And yeah, please maintain that product. Again, we have out of our 2,300 clients, we have almost 500 of our clients using this. We clearly, it's just like plus where if we could do half in the next year or so, I think we'll be super happy. That's a lot of effort on all of us, on your part and our part. So please keep maintaining the system you have right now. Just keep it up, because all that data you're maintaining is just going to just flow into the new system. And so, yeah.
What I love too is some of the questions on the deeper functionality, the invoicing, the purchase orders. I think we're surprised to see so much of that. But again, Tony, all of those features are in the platform here. We've done the work.
Even about technician, can they make notes in a work order, right? I mean, can a technician still make notes in the work orders? They could do a lot. In addition, you could create additional user-defined fields specifically for technician. There's places you could upload documents. Maybe there's places they could put, there's a whole full document center, just like you're used to in Plus. You could put documents. There's just so much. Again, it is a custom user experience. So based on how you want to use the product, we are there to help you set this up. So good one right there. And I think Scott was the person, and it said he just left. So
one thing I love about user-defined fields,
he could wait up to give me an answer.
User-defined fields could be really powerful too, because what we see a lot of the time with these note fields is, the note quality is not always great. How people enter information can be really rough. User-defined fields allow you to create these lists or true false values, things like that they have to select, and that you get consistent responses back. Can be really, really useful too.
And think about what we heard yesterday, Zach, about spell check, right? And listen, I'm a horrible spell checker. I rely on spell check, and when I use my iPhone, I tell everybody, be careful the autocorrect, because sometimes it gives you the wrong word. That's not what you meant. But some of the feedback that we were actually demonstrating our product, and it was put in the word with that little squiggly line underneath it being which means the spell checker caught it, but you couldn't right click and say suggest what the word is. Like, oh my God, we got to add that in there. So even that piece, you didn't have that in legacy. You could just type things in. It didn't tell you that's an incorrect word or it's misspelled. Again, people, some of us, are not great spellers, but we expect technology to help us. And that's where that was a good takeaway. A simple thing like that. It's like, wow, I guess we can right click and make a suggestion or replace with a word. That's coming out. So those are the type of feedbacks that we need to hear.
I saw, before I leave the scheduler here, I saw somebody ask about these regular services, whether there's templates. That's a great way to think about our services, is as a template. You know what parts need to get used, you know what work needs to get done, you know how long it should take. The service is set up with that template, and then when you bring it in and create a work order, everything is filled out for you automatically there with it, right? All right, as we keep kind of rolling in here, we have been talking around inventory management a little bit. Inventory management is still a key part of our software here to be able to keep track of how much inventory, when did I get it in, what's the cost, and how many parts am I issuing out with each work order here as I get things done. So receiving inventory, we make it very, very easy. And this is key because, Tony, I got to tell you, as I talk to fleet maintenance teams, I ask about their inventory management. The answer I always get back is, yeah, that's something we need to start doing. So we try to make it very easy to manage your inventory, so you know what you have on hand when it's time to reorder. So when I receive inventory, I can fill this information out. If you have barcode scanners, obviously you can scan your inventory in, let us know how much you're receiving, let us know the cost of it. Where's it going?
There's a shout out, by the way. Caleb just said, we truly use every aspect that has been covered thus far. If you need a client testimony, please feel free to reach out. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And again, I'm pretty sure everyone that showed up here today are either interested in this product or already have it. And it's like, I need to get going here. So thank you.
I've seen a lot of questions come up on browser. So I hope we're making it clear that Servicefinder is a new generation of software. It's all web hosted. Any modern web browser is going to be able to run this program. So, it runs great on Chrome, on what am I thinking here? Firefox, Safari for Mac, whatever it is that you're using, Microsoft Edge, you're going to be able to log in and access this platform from. Another tool here with inventory management is issuing inventory. And we talked with a lot of people that have a whole team dedicated to managing their inventory, right? They stock what comes in, what goes out, and so they can easily issue parts. And what that means is assign those parts out to a work order to say, hey, these many parts were used. And again, this is so key for us because this is all about balance.
Zach, some of the feedback saying, the font's a little bit small. It is. I think it's just the way we created these screens are a little bit smaller. Clearly, you're going to have a full screen. And also, because it's a browser, you can change your resolution. So you can make it as big or small as you want. So keep that in mind. And because it's on a browser and it's fully taking advantage of all the browser tabs, so you could have multiple screens going on at the same time. You could literally have a schedule on one side. You could have multiple things, a lot different than the legacy system. So there's, again, Zach, there's just so many things we need to cover. There's no way we have even a full day. We're not going to have enough time. So
a question
I just want to bring that up because I think that they're seeing, it's like, man, it's small to see. Some of us need bifocals to see here. I just want to let you know, yes, and I'm also having some hard time seeing it because I'm on a smaller laptop here just for this video, for this webinar today, using my camera, and it is smaller, but I just want to tell you, I'm also looking at a big screen. It looks pretty good, but again, Zach, I think it makes sense to talk about how when you get to the customization side, how all that stuff can be customized.
That's yeah. So again, if you're familiar with our routing platform as well, you know how much customization we put into this product as far as configuring, you know, the layouts, the grids, the information you want to see, color coding with thematics. There's a lot of control that we put into your hands to be able to use this. Last piece on our part and inventory management is obviously you can tie this into orders. There's purchase order tracking that you have supported in here. You have a reorder screen so that you can get notified when you're running low on parts and inventory. Lots of new tools in here that were not available in our previous platform that are going to make it easy to keep an eye on your operations. Barcode scanner do work with this. So again, if you have OEM barcodes, if you have those coming in, you can scan those and associate those with parts. That way, you know, as you're trying to add inventory, you can pull out your barcode scanner, scan it in, and it'll pull up the right parts and inventory in the system.
And Zach, soon you'll also be able to do this with a mobile device. We're envisioning someone using a tablet or a phone that you could do all that, because we want to make this as simple as possible. This is where really we had limited functionality in the product, and really the technology we used was great when we first started using it, but it's not so good. Microsoft is really moving away from that technology, as you know.
I think you got to talk about mobile devices, because that question's come up a lot here, and I know how important it is. You know, we've got a few more screens to wrap up on some of the outputs, but you know, we know how important mobile devices are to
extremely important. Extremely important. We see that mobile devices are now become a lot more mainstream. We see a work order places. We see inventory. We see part management. We see a lot of that as being more as mobile friendly as possible. So look for a lot of those updates to be like that. We see a tablet. Again, some of the vehicles already have tablets. Why not utilize some of those tablets on the vehicle and let the technician use the same tablets already on a vehicle to do their work order and so forth? So I don't know. These are just so many things. But again, stay tuned for a lot of things in there, because we want to be as mobile friendly as possible, because we know that it's a lot more technical now, and we need to have all that data at their technician's fingertip now.
Definitely pieces that we're excited to roll out, that we know are going to be an important part of the platform. But the reality is we don't have to show today, and that's pieces like drivers being able to input requests from a mobile device. We know that's going to be a key part of Servicefinder, and our clients are going to need that and love to use that. You know, mobile support, like Tony said, for some of the functionality like work orders and inventory management, for sure. That's all part of the plan with Servicefinder.
And that was a good one, right? Input requests from drivers, and this is where, you know, we didn't want to wait. And again, when you talk to your account executive, there are a couple things in there that if it's really very important to you, well, then you need to wait a couple more months until you make a move to this new product. There's definitely a few things in there that it's not in there yet. So it may not make sense for you to say, well, you know, that's really important. Like, for example, if you have a lot of your drivers inputting services, well, that's not right now. This version's coming out right now. We don't have that functionality. It's coming up in the next couple of months, but I just want to let you know, if you get there and go, hey, what's going on? So our account executive know exactly what pieces are not in this new system. And there's only a couple. We call them blockers. So when you hear the word blockers, yeah, because we think you are blocked to move to this new platform. So hang tight. We had those blockers, and plus, if some of you had plus, remember you called us like right away. It's like, I'm ready to move, and we told you, yeah, you have a couple blockers. We're not ready to take you on as a Pro to Plus. So same thing. So keep that in mind. And by the way, I see a lot of people are dropping off, so let's keep going.
Absolutely. Well, look, we spent so much time talking about the inputs into the system. How do I capture work orders and the work done and the parts and pieces like that? Just as important is going to be the outputs, right? And so with Servicefinder, brand new to this product, we're going to have these fully customizable dashboards. So that's something you could put up on a TV screen and give you real insight into your operation. Now, when we think about insights, we're thinking about, how do I justify the costs, right? There's a lot of costs that go into managing a fleet with work, parts, fuel, things like that. How am I able to visualize those costs and bring that to my board and say, yeah, this is what it costs to run our operation? But at the same time, can I justify that I'm being as efficient as possible? Well, having this kind of insight and these overviews are going to allow you to really answer these questions, get the key performance indicators, and have a big bird's eye view of what's going on with your operation. What's nice about these dashboards is they're fully customized. So we know we're going to work with you. We'll obviously provide some pre-built dashboards that we'll have out shortly with them. But we know our clients come to us and say, no, what I really need is I need X. And maybe it's something we've never heard of from another district, but we go, great. If we're capturing that data, if we have it in our system, let's help you visualize it and give you an overview of that through these custom dashboards.
Hey, Zach, this is a good question. Obviously, this is a dashboard, and if people have Plus know this, and they love, hopefully many of you are going nuts with this stuff and Plus, but a good question, someone must have Pro. They want to know, do I have to move to Plus in order to take advantage of this new product? You don't. You can stay in Pro as long as you want. We're obviously supporting both Pro and Plus. At this point, I think we're probably, I would say 35, maybe 40% of our clients are still in Pro, so clearly, it's important we keep that going, and it, we're gonna keep nudging our clients to move to Plus. But there's effort, there's some money involved, but really it's the effort to move from Pro to Plus. I think Servicefinder going to this new version, the effort is different because it's just data and it's just a different user interface. The other one, effort, had so much new features that, and again, Zach, I'm saying that right now, but in the next 6 months, the number of features compared to what someone already has, it's going to be significant. So I probably shouldn't say that. I'm sure the effort is going to be just as much from Pro to Plus.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it is important to recognize it's going to be a standalone product. There's people that, their main concern is just going to be fleet management, and this is going to be a tool that supports them for them. So,
and Zach, we already have this. We already have some of our clients have a competitors' routing system, but they bought our Servicefinder. So we see that to continue. We love that our clients own all of our products, but if they just want to start with Servicefinder, that's okay too. And we have our fleet trip product same way too. So love to have all in one at your location, but it's okay. It's a good way to learn. If you're a prospect and you don't own any of our products, it's a good way to get to know our company and how we are in service and how we respond to your feedback. Someone asked, can drivers provide feedback for the software? I love that. Zach, I know you've been involved in some of the Wayfinder, again, it's all about drivers, Wayfinder rollout. We created forms using FormFinder for allowing drivers to literally have a direct connection to our development team saying, hey, this is the part that I wish it could be improved. And yeah, more the merrier, especially the ones that are using the product for sure. So
we do want to hear from everyone. I do think that question might have been about the reporting defects, which I know you talked about.
That too, of course.
We definitely have that on the roadmap, right? To be able to let drivers, and we think it'll be much, much easier too. The ability for a driver to log into a tablet on the bus or pull out their phone and be able to report a defect right from there. Dashboards, I think, are really great.
We are sold. So when can I roll out?
We love to hear that.
We need it right now. I know.
That I really want to make sure we have time to talk about is, I think, one of the most powerful new updates that we have. So in our legacy Servicefinder, we had a reasonable library of reports that our clients really came to rely on. But this is a piece we heard tons of feedback over the year, Tony, on. I need more data. I need more ways to get this information out of my system. And you could pull it out in grids and manipulate it. But we now are going to offer a full custom report writer. So what that means is not only are we going to have an extensive library of reports that you can work with, but we'll be able to work with you to say, how do you need to visualize this data? You're looking for the costs that you spent sorted by vehicle, sorted by technician, maybe sorted by yard. You need to summarize calculations for the week, for the month, for the year. We can work with you to build reports really to output this information however you need it. And we think this is going to be a tool that really helps operations become more efficient, better understand what's going on. So again, we talk about those inputs and outputs. We're going to allow you to output the data really in any way you need to see it and visualize it. I see some questions about Excel. So we're going to let reports be exported in PDF formats. What's nice too is, Tony, our legacy clients didn't have this, which is scheduled reports. That's really great for those users that maybe they need some of this information, but they're not logging into the software on a regular basis. Schedule a nice PDF report that goes out to their inbox every morning, 8 a.m. They have the information in their inbox that they need. You can run Excel formats, or you can run it out to a
What about, I
CSV.
mean, look, someone just asked, what about cost per mile? I love it, right? That's a perfect example for a dashboard to have it almost, and again, dashboards are sometimes are being misused in a way that maybe only administrators go on there and see a dashboards. I'm seeing different type of dashboards, almost like a what you would go when you're at the airport, you see all the flights and so forth. I'm seeing that also as a, you could make that as a dashboard, put on a big screen and see all the different vehicles they're due for inspection, or they're due for being serviced, or all the vehicles right now are being serviced at this moment, who's doing it. All that could just be live. And again, that's a dashboard, believe it or not. And so tons of use cases here.
Yeah. So we fully expect to see, the reports that our clients are using in our legacy software. We're going to make those available. We know there's a ton of new reports that clients have asked for that they want to see, that we're going to bring to this new library. But again, we're really excited to work with you as we implement this software to hear what's important to you. How do you want to visualize your data so that we can set up a report that's going to be unique to your district? And we do this all the time because we built such a flexible platform with user-defined fields and custom reports and all these different pieces. We know that there's some work there to kind of customize it to what you need.
Definitely. There's just so much. Listen, we have 2 minutes left. We want to be respectful with your time. We appreciate that so many of you stayed on. Majority of you stayed on. So thank you for staying on here. Again, we're launching right now. This is the first time we officially are talking about this product. You're going to hear all about it in the next several months. We're going to be on all our trade shows coming up here, and I think we have almost 20. Marketing told me we're back to the pre-pandemic level. We're attending tons of trade shows. If you get an opportunity to talk to one of us at trade shows, please tell them, hey, show me all these new products. And by the way, don't forget, we still have the product called Rawfinder Plus. That's really our flagship product that it's taken us where we are right now. So we appreciate everyone's feedback. Zach, great job. I know you trying to rush as fast as possible. We have all your questions. If we didn't get a chance to answer many of you, I don't know, I didn't get a chance, we'll get to you. We have your information. We'll make sure the account executives reach out to all of you, or the sales consultant, that if you're a prospect. Again, thank you so much, and enjoy the spring weather, everybody. Thank you.
Appreciate it, everyone. Thank you so much for joining.